I want a divorce. What? On the day I turned 40, my husband suddenly brought up the subject of divorce. Apparently, he no longer sees me as a woman. To bring up divorce on our anniversary of all days. I cried at the cruel reality. But this divorce turmoil would steer things in an unexpected direction. My name is Rachel. I've been married to my husband Luke for 5 years, and he's 10 years younger than me. We met when I was 35. I was pursued intensely by Luke, who was only 25 at the time. I did have feelings for him, but I was also nervous about starting a relationship. That nervousness was about our age difference. Being 10 years older than him, I could never fully gain confidence in myself. I felt older compared to his friends and feared that he might get tired of our age difference someday. With those thoughts, I couldn't muster the courage to start dating him. As if he saw through my insecurities, he always had kind words for me. I truly want to marry you, Rachel. Would you consider it? I'm flattered, but I'm 10 years older than you, Luke. I might not be able to have children. Even so, I want to be with you, Rachel. Even if we can't have children. As long as you're by my side, that's all that matters to me. But I'll age faster than you, you know? I'll get wrinkles and age spots much sooner. I might even become unable to walk. I don't care about any of that. No matter how old you get, I'll love you forever. With those words, he held me close. In that moment, I could feel the anxieties within me evaporate. Instead of using my lack of confidence as an excuse, I decided to trust him. That's when I accepted his proposal, and we became officially married. We essentially had a whirlwind marriage, but I never regretted it. From then on, it was a daily effort. Although I was definitely older than when we first met, I kept my figure by jogging daily and paid special attention to my skincare. All of this was for my husband. I did it so that he, being younger, would never feel embarrassed to be with me. With that sole intention, I've been putting in my efforts. Time flew, and today is our 5th wedding anniversary. It also happens to be my 40th birthday. When I came home from work with the cake, my husband was already there. I'm home. I brought cake. Hey, can you sit down? I have something to talk about. Huh? What? Something to talk about? Are we going on a trip or something? But Luke's expression seems gloomy. Feeling a bit anxious, I sat down in front of him as he asked, "What's this about?" I asked, and my husband quietly opened his mouth. "I want a divorce." What? I couldn't believe my own ears. Divorce? This must be a joke, right? Today is our 5th wedding anniversary. Divorce? Such a thing. I continued to question his unbelievable statement in my mind. Then, with trembling fear, I finally spoke. Are you joking about divorce? Because if this is a joke, I'm not laughing. Do you think I would joke about something like this? Luke replied, a grim look on his face. I can't handle being married to you anymore, Rachel. So I want a divorce. But why? We've never had a big fight. Why suddenly divorce? I found someone else I like. What do you mean? Are you saying you're cheating on me? Cheating? No, I'm serious. She's the only one I love right now. I can't believe this. How could you do something so cruel? As I confronted him through my tears, Luke casually said, "Because of your age." Because of my age? What kind of reason is that? It's a reasonable one, isn't it? You're 40 now. No different from any other old lady. What? That's cruel. How can you say something like that so easily? Huh? Just so you know, the reason I cheated is because of you. Because of me? What did I do? With a deep sigh, Luke delivered the unreasonable reason for divorce. Listen, put yourself in my shoes for a second. Do you have any idea how embarrassing it is to be seen with an old, increasingly ugly woman? Ugly? I've been working hard every day so that you wouldn't feel embarrassed, Luke. Hard work? Ha! Luke scoffed. Ridiculous. Do you really think a near-menopausal hag working hard will make a difference? And do you think there's a man who wants to be with a woman whose charm has worn off? The moment a woman loses her youth, it's game over, idiot. I can't believe. The reason I had to cheat is because of you, aging and becoming ugly. It's not my fault at all. If you're going to hold a grudge, hold it against yourself. After that, Luke continued to berate me as if justifying his own infidelity. I can't wait to be with her. Accept the divorce already, and let me make it clear. There's no way I'll ever love you again. Don't think you can stay as my wife forever with your ugliness. If you insist, Why not go get some anti-aging plastic surgery? He kept blaming me for his infidelity, incessantly insisting that it was my fault for growing old and becoming ugly. Because of our age difference, because I was aging, he hurled every insult imaginable at me, and my spirit dwindled day by day. Looking visibly emaciated and my mind spiraling, my younger husband sneered. In a normal case, I should be suing my husband and his mistress for emotional distress, but I just don't have the strength for that now. As a result of the constant manipulation by my husband, I didn't even claim any compensation before finally accepting a divorce from him. Some might think I should have confided in someone, but who could say we were divorced because I was ugly? I was so crushed by my feelings of inferiority. In the end, I told my family and friends that we divorced because we couldn't have children. Ever since, I stopped going to work and shut myself in at my parents' house. I didn't go out, and I only spoke to my parents minimally. Having lost confidence in myself, I wanted to cut off any connection with the outside world. Seeing me like this, my mother took me to a well-known psychiatrist. When my name was called and I entered the room, the doctor looked at me wide-eyed. Huh? Is it really Rachel? Rachel Smith, right? Huh? Do you remember me? We were in the same class in junior high. It's me, Taylor. What? No way. That, Taylor? The man standing there was Taylor Miller, my classmate from junior high. He was never the type to stand out, but even back then, he was excellent, and his calmness and sincerity gave him a somewhat mature air. Taylor, you've become a doctor. I'm so surprised. No, I'm the one who's surprised. I never thought I'd run into you here, Rachel. You're as beautiful as ever. What? His casual comment made me blush instantly. Feeling embarrassed at flattering myself with his compliment, I quickly denied it. Stop with the flattery. My husband called me old and ugly before he left me. So that's what happened. Is that why you're here today? Well, that is... It's okay. I'll listen to everything. Can you talk to me about it? Looking at his gentle smile, tears well up in my eyes. I nodded silently and slowly began to recount what had happened. My husband called me ugly and left me, even though he promised he'd love me forever. I see. That must have been tough. Yeah, it was tough. I felt like my whole self had been denied. Each time I opened my mouth, tears spilled out, and I couldn't speak properly. Still, he listened to my story to the end. As a doctor, thank you for talking to me. You really did your best, Rachel. I could finally share these painful feelings with someone. Feeling relieved, all the emotions I had been holding back came pouring out at once. Since the divorce, I cried out loud for the first time. I had always wanted to confide in someone like this. I wanted help, and he was the one who saved me. In the end, he looked straight at me and said, "It's okay. You're beautiful, Rachel. You were back then, and you are now. So I want you to have more confidence in yourself." Taylor, I could feel the negative emotions that had frozen in my chest slowly melting away with his words. I felt the weight I had been carrying lighten considerably. 2 years later, as I was walking in the town, I noticed a figure approaching me. When I looked up, it was my ex-husband. "Rachel, long time no see." Yes, it's been a while." We exchanged formal greetings, and just as I was about to say, "Well then," and leave, he grabbed my arm tightly. He noticed the ring on my ring finger and made a mock surprised face. "Whoa, that's scary. That ring? It's way too much." "Ring? What's so scary about it?" "No way. The one on your ring finger. It's the wedding ring I gave you, isn't it?" "Huh? Do you still have feelings for me or something, since you're still wearing it?" "I'm shocked. It's a good thing I divorced an old lady like you." Huh. In that moment, my fading resentment towards him resurged. I sternly spoke to my ex-husband, who was getting all excited on his own. "What are you misunderstanding? This isn't the ring you gave me." "What?" "This is a ring I received from my current husband. I threw away the ring you gave me a long time ago." You threw it away? And what do you mean by current husband? Don't tell me." "Yes, I remarried." You remarried? An old lady like you?" "Yes, I had remarried. As you might guess, it's to Taylor. Since the day I visited his clinic, we started seeing each other. We went out to eat together, went to various places, and he proposed to me with marriage in mind. I had just had a wedding ceremony the other day, and I was finally able to find true happiness. Whether he didn't like that fact or not, my ex-husband started hurling insults at me again like he used to. You remarried? That's a lie. You're already 42, right? There's no way an old hag like you could remarry. Think what you want. My current husband is not like you. He's a wonderful person who doesn't look down on people. Ha! I bet he's just some bum, right? He probably couldn't get married and was struggling, so he targeted an old hag like you. To him, who was mercilessly laughing, I told the truth. He's not a bum. He's a doctor with his own practice. A doctor with his own practice? Do you understand? He's a doctor. A doctor? You remarried a doctor? He probably couldn't stand the fact that I had remarried someone better than him. Trembling, my ex-husband was shouting, "It's a lie! It's impossible!" I was completely done with him, who could only despise and not acknowledge other people's happiness. I want to say thank you. Thank you for divorcing me. What do you mean? I really am grateful. Thanks to you dumping me, I was able to marry my current husband. I was able to break up with a terrible man like you and get the best life with a superior husband. I can't thank you enough. You! My ex-husband was about to attack me with an intense momentum. I stared at him sharply and continued speaking. I'm really glad I got to meet you here today. I've always wanted to see you. Huh? Me? Misunderstanding something. Luke quickly changed his attitude and flashed a full-faced smile. You wanted to see me. Do you still like me? You can't forget about me, even with your husband around, can you? Well, I can't forget. In fact, I've been thinking of coming to see you myself, just as I thought. You know, I've been reconsidering my preferences too. I'd rather have a mature woman like Rachel than a younger one. If you insist, I might even consider getting back together. As he said this, he reached out to touch my shoulder. I quickly brushed off his hand and replied with a stern voice, Get back together? You must be joking. That's the last thing I want. But you said you wanted to see me. Yes, I wanted to see you, but not to get back together. To demand alimony. Alimony? Yes, I was too emotionally distressed at the time to think about it. But looking back, infidelity is unforgivable, isn't it? We still have a few months left to claim alimony, so I will. Luke's face quickly turned pale, and cold sweat streamed down his cheeks. Wait a minute. I'm your ex-husband, and now you're doing this to me? After all this time? That's awful. Huh? What's wrong with exercising my rights? You're the one who cheated, right? You can't just have all the goods for yourself. Do you know how much you hurt me? Calm down. I realize now that I should have chosen you. Huh? I didn't ask for your opinion. I don't care what a piece of trash like you thinks. I'm warning you. I won't let you be happy. I'll make sure you pay the alimony, even if I have to drag you through hell. What? Seeing his ex-wife again, Luke's future took an unexpected turn. As he sank to the ground, I said, Goodbye. I'll contact you later. Wait! Rachel! Wait! Don't ever call my name again. And never show up in front of me again. This can't be. Ignoring Luke, who was slumped over, I left the scene. I haven't seen him since. After that, I hired a lawyer my husband introduced me to and claimed alimony from Luke and his mistress. After divorcing me, Luke was dumped by his mistress and lost his job. He's currently living hand to mouth, working part-time in construction. Naturally, he can't afford to pay the alimony in one lump sum. After discussing it with my lawyer, we decided to deduct a fixed amount from his monthly wages. His already precarious living situation will probably become even more difficult due to the alimony deductions. Luke begged the lawyer to get back together and at least reduce the alimony, but I ignored him and continued to demand the full amount. He's the kind of person who used to look down on and insult others for fun. He deserves this kind of retribution. I'm determined to push him until he finishes paying, by any means necessary. On the other hand, I'm living happily with my current husband. We're the same age, so there's no belittling each other, and I don't feel inferior. Rachel, you look beautiful today. Stop it. But thank you. No, it's the truth. I can't thank my husband enough for saving me. From now on, I'll live confidently for him.